if you pull the skin on the back of my neck, will that lift my ass cheeks up? Because I have, you know how cute young girls get that under boob tan line from their boobs?
Yeah.
I have that on my butt cheeks, which is a whole kind of horror. You got to start.
I'll work on that.
Okay, please work.
Next podcast, I'll have it.
I volunteer to be patient X.
Somebody going to cue me or do I cue myself?
Cue yourself.
Okay.
Oh, this one is big. It is big. Welcome back, everyone. We are back with a new live episode of Let's Talk Off Camera. Buckle up, pull over the car, get into a rest stop. If your kids are in the playpen, make sure they've got something there to play with. Take the roast out of the oven or turn the oven down low because this is going to be the biggest one yet. You've seen the headlines. We've all seen the celebrity transformations. We've seen the before and after photos. And we have all wondered, what actually is involved in plastic surgery? And does it hurt? No, they have painkillers for that. Today, we're going to cut through the confusion and give you direct access to one of the most respected names in facial plastic surgery. That's right. I said facial plastic surgery because he won't do my boobs, no matter how many times I have begged. Backed by popular demand, he is the master of the craft, my personal go-to plastic surgeon. Dr. David Rosenberg is here. And he is ready to answer your questions live. Consider this your free consultation. You're welcome, America. That's right. I do this for you. Dr. Rosenberg, welcome back. How are you?
I am great. I'm thrilled to be here. I'm excited to hear some questions that are coming from the audience.
Oh, we've got a lot right here in the room. I won't bombard you quite yet, but here is the number one question we all sort of have. Why do we see so much bad work out there? And by bad, I mean like obvious work.
Great question. So the hardest part of my job is smoothing out the anxiety that patients and their significant others have when they walk into my consultation room, that they're going to look overdone, look distorted, and they're getting that fear from what they see on the street. Mm-hmm. Well, I point out to them, they don't see the great work. The great work walks by and nothing's noticed. We see the disasters. So it's not like every facelift or eyelid lift is a disaster, but the ones that are bad really stand out. And I think a lot of it may have to do with too much surgery was done, meaning operation after operation, or the person performing it maybe has an aesthetic that isn't current, isn't modern anymore. Mm-hmm. And it can be surgery plus dermatology interactions as well, where someone has a great facelift and maybe that person then gets overfilled or over Botox. And the person observing that says, wow, that person had terrible plastic surgery, but it's actually what went on after the surgery.
Right.
So many possibilities.
That's right. Okay, so we've all covered this before. If you didn't hear our original podcast with Dr. David Rosenberg, you can go back and listen to that at any time. But when we first spoke to Dr. Rosenberg, one of my work colleagues, who shall remain nameless. I'm just kidding. Her name is Kelly Burkhardt. She's our talent booker, okay? She books the big stars. And she's always been foxy. She's gorgeous. You know, a million times we've said, you don't need anything. You don't need anything. But she came right here in this room, and you gave her a consultation, and you said a word. You said a word that really struck fear in all of us. You said that you could fix her waddle. You called it a waddle. And by that, you meant like a neck lift, correct?
Turkey neck, right?
A turkey neck?
So the waddle is another word for neck laxity. So I was talking about the, in quote, turkey neck.
Yes.
So Kelly kind of thought it was a neck lift, but it was actually a facelift.
A lower facelift.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So
okay.
that really means jawline and neck.
Mm-hmm.
Delicious.
Yeah. You know, here's my other question, and this is so off topic, but I do find that the neck ages in dog years. Is that true or false?
Yeah, it goes fast.
And why is that? What is it about our neck? It's just holding up our head.
So unimportant. It lets go pretty quickly.
It really does. It wants to
lets go.
give up.
Yeah, it's just within a few years of being great, it looks terrible.
So here's my third question. I'm sorry I'm dominating this, but we're going to get to it in a minute. When are you, in fact, going to develop the body lift?
The body lift.
For those of us women over the age of 50, where gravity has taken effect and has sucked our skin down into Middle Earth, what are you, David Rosenberg, going to do about that?
Well, my hope is I can get so good at the neck, it lifts
everything?
the breasts and the abdomen up. I'm not there yet, but we're working on that technique.
What about if you pull the skin on the back of my neck? Will that lift my ass cheeks up? Because I have, you know how cute young girls get that under boob tan line from their boobs?
Yeah.
I have that on my butt cheeks, which is a whole kind of horror. You got to start.
I'll work on that.
Okay, please work.
Next podcast, I'll have it.
I volunteer to be patient X, the mystery patient, the experimental patient. That's how much I trust
And then
you.
we can check your tan lines.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't want to have them. Jan?
Well, Kelly had the surgery.
Oh, yes, that's right. I got totally off track.
Kelly had the surgery.
I buried the lead.
So we have direct information of how this all went for her.
Kelly,
It was
you recovered here. You came to what I like to call the Dr. Rosenberg Plastic Surgery Recovery Suites. And I have to say, when I came home from work, after you had gotten out of surgery, I went down to check on you, and you looked incredible. As if you could go, if you weren't so high, I could have taken you to dinner.
But she didn't have I was with you. She didn't have a bruise or anything. It was incredible.
I had nothing. It was the best I've ever looked. It was the best I've ever felt. I felt good from day one. Like, I left your office, I'm like, cut this thing off my head, I'm ready to go. I was, so.
So Kelly had a wrap on her cheeks for the night.
Yes.
And there's no drains used in our practice.
Which is remarkable.
Which is so much nicer for a patient than having drains come out the head. And then we're using some new medications now in the vein. So before the surgery starts, after the patient's asleep, we put these healing medications in the vein that are infused and have helped the bruising so much that by day 5, everyone, I would say, who's getting a facelift is out walking around.
Wow.
And
Wow.
then there's other pain medicines that we're using. Some of them, if people need the opiates, sure, we provide them, but a lot of people aren't using them. And we've been able to diminish the pain that's going on with this, the bruising, and the recovery. As I'm saying, within a few days, people are able to do Zoom audio, and within 5 days, Zoom video. And you experienced that.
I experienced like 2 days, and I'm not kidding. I was
No.
up and about
We
here in
felt
Fantasy
like
Island
we
and-
should go out to dinner.
Yeah.
I was like, let's go out to dinner. And literally your nurse was like, you are not going out to dinner and you are going back to bed.
Like, I'm like, is this real? Are you guys seeing it? Like, do I look amazing?
It was incredible.
Like,
There
I'm
wasn't
like, I
even
couldn't
any
believe it. Like,
swelling.
I
It
thought it
was-
was a dream.
Well,
I
you're
think
talking about it like you look, you did look incredible in
I
past
look
tense.
better now.
You look incredible.
Yeah.
You look
better
even
now,
more
which
better.
I didn't
Yes.
even think was possible.
Right.
You had a great recovery. You have beautiful bone structure. Your neck is pristine. Yeah, that was
Gorgeous.
a wonderful
No
Jan.
more.
Can we talk about
No more
also
waddle.
one of the greatest benefits that came out of it? She was a lifelong smoker.
Yes.
All right, we had an interesting encounter regarding
Yeah,
this.
let's talk about that.
So can we talk about
Yes,
this, Kelly?
absolutely.
So in the pre-op conversation, it became evident that Kelly, not Kelly Ripa, Kelly Burkhardt, was an extremely heavy vapor. Vaping has nicotine, and nicotine is disastrous for healing of facelifts because it diminishes the blood supply, and you need blood flow for skin to heal. And so I had a very difficult conversation, and we had a surgical date booked 3 days after this conversation. I'm like, we can't do it. I'm going to have an empty slot, but I'm not taking a risk.
Wow.
And you have to quit your smoking. She said, well, I've smoked since I was a teenager. I can't quit.
Yeah, she used to smoke cigarettes.
Cigarettes first and then switched, right?
Yep.
Right. So we felt like the vaping was the healthier choice
Right.
for her.
And it might be.
Right.
Still,
Right.
not highly recommended.
Right.
So I had to show her literature search and show her the proof in the plastic surgical literature that it really forbidden to do facelift on heavy smokers for 6 weeks. So Kelly, you have got to stop this. And against all odds, what happened, Kelly?
Can I say that it is a known fact that quitting smoking is harder than getting off
Drugs,
heroin?
yeah.
Drugs.
Yep.
It's very, very hard. And he said it to me, and I'm like, I wanted this waddle taken off for too long, and I'm not going to risk. I'm going to get this done.
Yeah.
And I dropped that vape, and I have not gone back.
Thank God.
How
We are
incredible is
so
that?
proud of you.
Incredible.
Yeah. It's 5 months.
Yeah, we did this in March, was it?
We
Or May?
May 27th was the date we were supposed to do it.
So there's
And then
actually
you
Date
wound
got
up.
canceled
July.
before that.
Yes.
We went July.
Yep.
Today's 6 weeks. Today's my 6 weeks.
Wow.
You look
so
incredible.
6
wonderfully
weeks.
healed.
This is like the time I wish we were an on-camera podcast so that people could actually see the before and after.
It's crazy.
And then I have a question, because when you were originally looking at her, when we did our first podcast, you were concerned because Kelly admittedly has put a lot of filler in her face, and you were saying you might have to scrape that out or that's bad. How did that work out for you?
So funny enough, during the surgery, I did not see that much in her face.
Ah.
So fortunately, the filler that she was getting is one that does dissolve on its own. There's different types of filler.
Right.
And the challenge I encounter as recently as today in the operating room is filler that's 10 years old and all of it's still there.
Oh my gosh.
So then you have to milk it out. You kind of have to use your fingers and other instruments to remove it because it's obscuring the beautiful face. If you have this wad of filler, this collection of filler on each cheek, it's distorting the natural bone structure when you're doing a facelift. So I like to remove it.
And how do you said the word milk it. How do you milk it out?
So imagine, let me use an analogy.
I'm just
Okay,
curious.
let's just imagine you have a sponge on the counter filled with water.
Okay.
Instead of, you can't really squeeze the face and have it come out. You
Right.
run your finger along the length of it and the water will squeeze out.
So
Yes.
like
You're kind of
massaging it out.
massaging it out.
Massaging
That's
it
right.
out. So
And then it
instead of
comes out like a
milking.
jelly. It's a jelly.
does,
It's not very appealing.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And then for pain for you, was there ever a moment?
No pain. I had no pain.
numb?
And I'm not, I'm numb, which I thought was a blessing.
Yeah,
to
that
be
good
numb.
point. That goes away.
And I felt great. I literally feel the best I've ever felt in my whole entire lifetime. And I can't thank you enough. It was the best thing I've ever done. I think you're the greatest doctor.
It's a gift.
Yeah, you are a gift.
Well, it's interesting to listen to you because what I've learned in this life of doing this is how much it means to people. Like there are people who poo-poo it and say, "Oh, you look great, don't do it." Well, they don't understand the power that waking up in the morning and looking in the mirror and feeling that you look good has on one's psyche. And
Or having your outsides match your insides.
Exactly.
It's like if you feel good and you wake up and you look exhausted, it has a negative impact on your overall, and again, I don't think it's for everybody. Like, I'm not trying to sell this to everybody. But if you are like questioning yourself because your insides feel a certain way, and your outsides aren't matching how you feel on the inside, that's when I would say it's time to see Dr. Rosenberg.
time to look into it.
Yep.
Okay, we have a caller?
Yeah, let's take our
Is
first
it time
caller.
to take our first
Well,
caller?
we can go back and forth.
We're going to
but
go back
we
and
have,
forth.
We have a
because
caller.
we have so many questions. We're on with Perry from Palm Beach. Hey, Perry, how are you? You're on with Dr. Rosenberg.
I'm great. Thanks. Thank you both for taking my question.
Of course.
So really my question is, I see a trend among my friends really in their 40s and 50s, prioritizing spend on beauty and health, really over material things like being excited about more jewelry or handbags. I'd love to hear from you both. Are you observing this shift as well? And really, how do you see the landscape shifting for these top doctors as people, prioritize, beauty over, material items?
Is this for me to answer?
We can both answer it.
You start, Kelly.
So Perry, I'm in this unique position where I am like, I find myself in a position I didn't think I would be in. I'm about to turn 55 and I'm still working on camera. This is something I never thought would happen to me. Literally, when I say this, I thought I would be off camera like 15 years ago. So I decided, instead of investing in luxury goods and things that I think would take, like, instead of investing in things that won't serve me, what serves me? My face is what serves me. I'm not a naturally, like, I don't consider myself a vain person, but I work in an industry where I am constantly judged for how I look. And people expect to see you the way they found you. And I started in this business young, and people sort of, and I'm not blaming people. This is not I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just saying this is how I started to perceive myself. So for me, I would certainly rather invest in an instrument that serves me, which is my face, other than like a handbag or a car, or that's how I prioritize it. If I wasn't on camera, I don't know. I don't have that reference point for myself. Dr. Rosenberg, what do you think?
Well, Perry, I think your comment and question is very relevant to what I'm experiencing in the office. And it kind of ties in with the trend I'm seeing is patients are coming in younger, and they have made the exact choice that you're suggesting, where they're desiring to have, let's call it a baby facelift at age 39 or 40, where they're starting to notice these changes and they're choosing to spend their savings on something that's going to give them joy every waking minute of their life, and maybe pass up on those short-lived joys that you get from a material item. And they say this to me, and they're often with a significant other, and it's a decision that there's resources and how they're going to spend those resources. And more than ever, I'm hearing, I'm working out more. I'm getting maybe something like Moxie to help their skin. And
what's Moxie?
What's Moxie?
So Moxie is a radio frequency kind of device that people use on their, well, I hear about it on the body and the skin on the body for skin spots, sunspots on the body. And it's a repeated treatment.
Okay.
And it helps people.
Okay.
And then going for the surgery. And that's in lieu of maybe getting a handbag or many handbags.
Right.
Or as you're saying, prioritizing those resources. Just to people, as you're saying, Kelly Burkhardt, there is so much reward. You come in and we spend this time together. 8 years later, it's still making you feel good. And that's very powerful. And I think that word is out and people are responding to it.
Yeah. And also, if a younger person, and again, it's like when I was 39, that's when I got my first Botox. Like this world was not even something I could have conceived of. I wish I did, because I think that if you are a person in, a business market, a front-facing person, a younger woman investing in her appearance this way gives her long-term, maybe I'm talking out of school, but I think it could boost their earning potential long-term down the line. I don't know.
I agree.
I'm just
saying. I agree with you.
Again, don't at me, don't come after me. This is my opinion.
I can tell you this. I see a lot of business women coming in. I also see a lot of businessmen coming in. And
we never talk about the men.
Well, I did a very renowned architect recently who's in his early 70s. Listen, he's selling beauty, right? And his feeling was that his face was not communicating his brand. And afterwards, it absolutely was. He looked appropriately corrected, but he felt that his face now was a representation of expertise and wisdom and not aging. And that return on the investment is undeniable. And it helps women too, of course. And the percentages are more women do this than men. But it was, let's say 7 to 10 years ago, 98% women. Now it's 90% women.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see a shift.
I also think, and Perry, I might be speaking out of turn, but I think people buy Birkins so other people can see their Birkins. Like they're, you know, that's my opinion, is to be like, look at me. And it's like, there's no better way to say, look at me than your face. Like everybody's seeing your face. You know, it's my same theory of like why a vagina tightening surgery wouldn't be my first priority, because nobody's seeing it.
And
it's
Dr.
like,
Rosenberg doesn't do that kind of thing.
It's your face. It's your
yet.
face. So like that, I think, is the best investment ever.
Yeah, Perry, are you like are you like on the fence? Are you thinking new bag versus some work?
So, I mean, in my mind, I know Dr. Rosenberg, and a lot of my friends have gone to him, and he's considered sort of a god among my friends, or I guess, what is that word? Like a proprietary
He's like a god.
you know, like
Yes,
a
he's a
Coke
god.
to soda,
No,
or
he's
like
a
Kleenex
god.
to tissue, like a. So, I mean, I think, you know, my friends in New York and Florida are very familiar with him, but I do see this trend of people getting less excited about shopping and spending material things. So I just thought it was, you know, interesting to hear your take, which I agree, because you're obviously you're front facing and you're, you know, known for your beauty, and it makes sense. But yeah, I think I see this shift, and I think that the landscape is for these top doctors. They're just going to get busier and busier, because I think people, you know, I think it is a real shift. I see it among my friends. So it's been, I agree with everything that you said.
Well, thanks for calling, Perry. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Perry.
Thanks for taking my question. Bye-bye.
Okay, we have to go to a commercial break now, and then we're going to take more calls when we come back. Is that right, Jan?
We are.
All right, stick around. More with Dr. Rosenberg. Welcome back, everyone. We are here with brilliant, board-certified plastic surgeon, Dr. David Rosenberg, from rhinoplasty to facelifts to neck lifts and everything in between. From the neck up, he won't do my boobs, and I'm still in deep negotiations for the body lift. Whenever he decides to dip his toe into that, I will let you know how my progress goes. We're taking questions, so don't forget to call in. Jan, before we get to our next caller, you brought up a great point that Kelly Burkhardt, I told you this would happen, and it did in fact happen. What happened to you after you had your face done?
People were nicer. Everything was better. It was, you told me, I'm like, yeah, okay.
I hate to
My
say it, we
whole
live in
life,
this society where people are nicer to youthful looking people. And I don't know what that is. It scares me because the clock is only going one way, you know, it for all of us, but people are kinder to people who look younger.
Do you hear that a lot, Dr. Rosenberg?
I hear it a lot.
You do?
People feel after facelifts, but I hear a lot is they say they no longer feel invisible. They feel like they're noticed again, and that they are treated better. They're treated better. That's
Wow.
I don't know what that says about us as a society, but it has to be said. It really does have to
real.
be said. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Oh, listen, we got a Jersey girl on the phone.
Good.
Okay, Dr. Rosenberg, maybe a potential patient. Who knows? She's right around the corner from us. Okay, this is Angela from New Jersey. Hi, Angela. You're on with Dr. Rosenberg.
Good afternoon. Thank you guys so much for taking my call. And
Of course.
thank you to the gentleman who answers the phone because he helped me cultivate my questions.
Okay, good. Oh, good. Were you confused? You had many. I know. A lot of people have a multitude of questions for Dr. Rosenberg.
Yes, absolutely. And so my question for the doctor is, what advice would you offer for laypersons, people who are not very savvy in this area, looking for reputable surgeons in the tri-state? And also, just Kelly, Ripa, you're adored and revered. Thank you,
Oh
guys.
my gosh. I love you, Angela.
Wow, Angela, that is a really good question. Many people who come to me, and I would say almost most, are referred by their friends who know me through word of mouth or through having had surgery with me. Alternatively, they're referred by their doctors, and that usually means a dermatologist, and some savvy internists keep a list of plastic surgeons, facial plastic surgeons. So it's kind of ideal if you could have a friend or a doctor, a dermatologist who can recommend to you several people in your vicinity. If that's not an option, I think you can call a consultant. There are consultants who do this. One is known as the beauty broker, and she has a very sizable list of surgeons throughout the country, actually, and the world. And she's going to learn your financial requirements for the intervention and geographic requirements and lead you. You can go on social media. You can go on Google and chat GBT and get some leads. But then you really have to dig deep and see what is going on behind the scenes.
Angela, I have a question. Do you have any friends that have had work done that you like?
No, but all of us are in our early 40s. And so there's that. Several are still in the new motherhood phases or second and third children, so they're not quite there yet. Right. But I do find it interesting, particularly around women of color, trying to find a doctor they feel safe with in this space. I think it's a very interesting thing. There's a lot of discussion about going overseas for women of color. I'm sure, doctor, you've heard of this, Turkey and all these other places. So I was just curious that such a reputable doctor, what your thoughts would be on that stateside and locally. So thank you.
I think you're so welcome. I think the reason to go overseas would be a financial reason. To go to a foreign land and have surgery is scary in terms of what if you have an issue at 3 weeks, even 2 weeks. You've departed, let's say on day 10, and now there's a healing concern. That's a little concerning. I think when you're pursuing surgery, largely it comes down to that individual surgeon. So there are good surgeons in Turkey, I am certain. You'd have to really do good research on who that is. But if you're trying to find a particular operation at a cost-effective manner, I would suggest that you look within the nation and look at some of what we call second-tier cities, like in North Carolina, South Carolina, Midwest, where there's good surgeons, and their fee structure might be less because the overhead of that practice is infinitely less.
That's smart. That's really smart.
I would be more comfortable with, if it was a family member or friend, leading them somewhere within the states. So if there's a medical concern, they're closer.
Do you have a dermatologist, Angela?
Here in the tri-state, I do not. That's definitely on my list of things. I've only been here a little over 2 years.
Where are you from originally?
So I'm originally from D.C. and L.A., parent in each, long story. But so this isn't new to me, but I think in my circle, if anything, it would be women thinking of mommy makeovers,
right?
If anything. And then a few people that I know of who've had their noses done, et cetera, but they were really concerned about, being, as you guys stated earlier, overdone, maybe looking a little too pinched and things of that nature. So it's a very interesting topic.
Well, in terms of nose, you can look at the webpage and look at the surgeons before and afters. And listen, doctors are going to put their best work up. If you don't think that work is appealing to your aesthetic, that's not the right surgeon for you.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
So do judge what they're putting up there, because they are putting up what they consider beautiful.
Yeah, and also I like your idea of like having, because Angela just said that she's in her early 40s. Her girlfriends are all in their early 40s, and the fact that they're talking about it earlier, this is a but But I do think that you have to really ask around and shop around. I wish there was like a national database where it ranked, by state maybe there is, I don't know.
We've talked about creating this.
Yeah.
And maybe one day that's non-biased.
Yes, right.
Based
Non-biased.
on certain
right.
parameters.
That's right. Yeah. Those other lists are always kind of shady. I'm just talking about like an actual fact-based list of top doctors in each state based on what they do. Angela, I wish you all the luck in the world and success. And do you have kids?
No, I personally do not. I'm the auntie of the bunch. And I.
Well, just knowing that, know that you look better than everyone else. Okay, so you've got that going for you.
I adore you.
Thanks so much for calling, Angela. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks,
okay, take
guys.
care. All right, we've got Stacy in Ohio. Stacy, hi, you're on with Dr. Rosenberg.
Hi.
Stace?
So I'm 55, and a friend of mine went to Dr. Rosenberg about 7 years ago, and she looks fabulous. I'm from a small town in Ohio, so I don't have a lot of friends who have, experienced a facelift. She's one of my few friends, and I see her in Florida that has done this. So she's really the only person that I have any kind of opinion to go on as far as her experience. And it was all positive. And I've been following him on Instagram and just seeing what wonderful results you have. I guess my two questions, really three, but they're all kind of self-related. One, how would being from out of state, how would that recovery process, or what would that involve staying in New York? And then secondly, my face is just starting to really kind of bother me, the wrinkles on the side of my face and my neck. But when's too soon that you only want to have to do this once, probably. So, should I wait a little longer and get results to last longer into my 70s, or how long does the results usually still look pretty fresh?
Okay.
Multi-layered.
Okay, so great questions. Questions that I'm asked, I would think, on a daily basis. So it's good for the audience to hear these.
Yes.
In my practice, half the patients fly in from out of town. And for instance, today was from Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
So we have to have a system that pretty much guarantees that the recovery will fit their lives and be accurate to what we promise. Mm-hmm. So if it's a facelift, let's say, and a facelift can include eyebrow lift or blepharoplasty, which is eyelid surgery. Mm-hmm. The recovery would be as follows. The surgery is done in our private clinic. When the person wakes up, there's a private duty nurse waiting for them. There's a wrap on their cheeks for one night. There are no drains used, ever. Within an hour and a half, that patient is in their hotel room, which we've arranged, and they will be luxuriated for 2 to 3 days with nursing services. If they need medication for pain, they will have as much as they want. Mm-hmm. Let's, for instance, say surgery's on a Monday, or let's say Tuesday, since you're flying in from out of town. We can do a virtual consultation before the surgery, so you do not need to make a flight just for the consult. We meet on Monday, the day before surgery. If there's any adjustments, they can be made to the plan on that Monday. Surgery's Tuesday morning. Tuesday afternoon, you're at the hotel. On Thursday, which is 2 days after surgery, your hair's washed and you're showered. You're coming back to feeling quite good. And by that Saturday or Sunday, I would expect you're out walking around Central Park. Mm. If you have a girlfriend or a guy friend who knows you did the surgery, by day 6, you should be out for a lovely lunch, a dinner by day 6 or 7. And I would think you're flying home day 9 or 10. And that doesn't mean you're fully recovered, but you're able to do light work, certainly from home. And if you're not uber private, you can be at work in the office on day 10. By day 21, 3 weeks, you look absolutely fantastic. And I tell patients The only thing they're not recovered well enough for is their own or their kid's wedding. So
Right.
it's the 21-day mark that really is superb. So we really are able to condense this recovery and have just about everyone on their flight home by day 10.
And if Stacy is considering doing, say, Stace, you said you wanted a face and neck. Is that what I'm sorry?
Yes.
I could have, yeah.
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
So if Stacy is thinking about doing, full face neck, right? How long can she relatively expect that to last?
Great question. So the durability. Hopefully we all keep aging, right? It means we're alive.
Yes, correct.
So we set this clock back in the operating room, I would think 12 years. And for a person in their 40s, that's on the young side of doing this, but it's well within the norm. We can get them to mid 40s. We can get them close to 60. All right, 14, 15 years. As someone comes in at a later age, the quality of the material we're working on
The skin is
diminished,
yes.
skin and muscle. It gets thinner. The durability would probably go down to 10 years if you do it in that 53, 55 range. And then we see people who do it in their 70s. Well, they're going to get 7, 8 years out of it.
Okay.
Now, it doesn't mean you go right back to where you were on year 10 or something. You slowly get a little bit looser. I believe I saw a woman today, I did her 14 years ago. She looks better than her pre-op, but she does look a little older, and her neck's looser than when it was at year 1.
Right.
So she'll get what we call a tuck up. It's actually less surgery
Write
than
that
the
down.
primary.
Write down tuck up. Write it
Wait,
down.
so tuck up's like a little touch up for you. Like
Yeah,
a little
it's less
tuck up.
less than the initial operation.
Got it.
Tuck up.
Right.
Tuck up. You know what, Stacy? You're educating us all today. You're asking a lot of great
55
questions.
is definitely the time to do it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, that's the.
You would say do it.
I think.
Sooner
the
rather
thing
than
about
later.
for your own personal case is really how much does it bother you, and if you're feeling down about it, if you're constantly thinking about it, and you wake up and you look in the mirror and it makes you miserable, I would say do it now. Don't look at the age and just be happy, because it really, as you see with Kelly Burkhardt here, it makes people happy. So I kind of assess how much is it affecting their mood and their sense of self, and kind of gauge that, because honestly, we don't know where we're going to be and if we're going to be in the future. So like, there's a degree of, if it really bother you, fix it.
Yeah, Stacy, when you look in the mirror, like I always ask, this is my big question, like does how you feel on the inside match what you're seeing in the mirror?
Right. It's this is why it's weird a little bit. I haven't jumped the gun yet. It's because when I look at myself straight on, I'm like, okay, you don't look so bad. And then I see myself from a side angle and I'm like, oh boy.
I have a question for you, because you've brought up drains a couple of times and I know you don't use them. But what's going on? Why are some doctors using them and you're not? Like, why aren't these equal?
That's a great question.
Oh, good.
So, well, I want my patients' experience in the recovery process to be easier than they anticipated. I want them to leave the experience, say, oh my God, if I knew it was that easy, I would have done it 3 years ago.
Right.
And not worried so much.
That's right.
And so one of the things that really is unpleasant for patients is having drains in place. Now, if you have a breast reduction and it's a big operation, drains take out fluid. And if there's fluid accumulation because you've had a lot of breast work, it's necessary. In a facelift, there's 2 main techniques used. There's the deep plane facelift, which is what I do, which is deep to the facial musculature, and it slides back that layer. And muscles are hardy, and that correction is hardy, but that muscle is also deep. It's under the skin, so the tension is below the skin. You don't see that tight look. That operation does not require a drain because the anatomy under that muscle does not have a lot of blood vessels. Right? Now, the SMAS facelift, SMAS, which is the other type of facelift being done, and which is what Kris Jenner had is a very significant elevation of the skin itself. The skin is lifted all the way from the ear, I'm being anatomic,
Right.
to almost the nose. And that skin bleeds. So when that operation's done, a surgeon puts a drain in because there's going to be bleeding under the skin
It
that this
requires
drains
a
out.
drain.
But a deep plane lift does not have that.
I see.
So it's one way of knowing that if your surgeon's putting a drain in and they're telling you they're doing a deep plane facelift,
That's a way to know.
well, it's definitely suspicious.
Okay.
It's not an absolute, but
good
it's
to know.
definitely like, well, I don't understand because why do these other deep plane surgeons not?
Okay, everybody's sitting at this table, okay? And Stacy, by the way, thank you so much for your phone call, and I hope we answered your question.
You did. How far, just one more if you don't care, how long does it take to get a virtual consultation and to get in for surgery?
Dr. Rosenberg, how long will it take Stacy from Ohio?
I try to keep it within 3 months for the consult. Surgeries, and I don't want to book up a year. It's not satisfying. So I keep it in the 3 month range, 3 to 4 months.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're
Thanks,
welcome.
Stacy. Thanks for calling. Guys, sitting at this table, how much do you want to book a facelift right now with Dr. Rosenberg? Like right now, how much do you, as you
I think
were,
we just booked one for him. Stacy's calling your office right now.
as you were telling Stacy about the process of like, and then there's a hotel and your dedicated nurse, and I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. Yes, I will. I'll be right there after this podcast.
All right, we'll open the ORs. Just don't eat between now and then.
I'm fine. I won't. Fortunately for you, I work in a morning show. I haven't eaten all day. All right, we have to take a commercial break. We're going to talk more with Dr. Rosenberg when we return. We are back with Dr. David Rosenberg. The phone lines are off the chain, and the insane questions that we're discussing here at the table. I wish that we didn't have commercial breaks today, Jan. So should we take another call right now?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's go to Lori in Wisconsin. Hi, Lori. You're on with Dr. David Rosenberg.
Hi. So
Hi.
I am in my mid 60s and I don't look it. I have great skin, no lines, wrinkles on my face, but I am very happy with my neck. And I'm wondering what that process would involve, a neck lift. And is there something, less invasive that could be done? I feel like my neck is what ages me when you look at me. It's just sort of like rope neck, I'm sure you're familiar with that term.
Yes.
I just feel like if that were smoothed out, that I would feel more like myself.
So did I hear correctly? You said you're in your 50s, or did I hear 60s?
No, I'm 65.
65. Okay.
65, and you have like no lines on your face?
No, I don't. I don't know if I would, if I'm just doing everything right, or if I was just born into a fabulous genetic gene pool. My
Yeah,
mother.
no, you're lucky. Yeah, let me tell you, my mom is 84 and she has never had Botox. She's had no plastic surgery and she doesn't have a line on her face. I think some people are just born lucky.
Yeah, and my mom is in her mid 90s, and I mean, definitely, she looks like an elderly woman, but and she was a sun worshiper too. I have not been for years. I really protect my skin. I use good
Girl.
skincare. I have a great diet. But I don't know. I don't have lines and wrinkles on my face. It's my neck that makes me so uncomfortable. I will say there's just maybe a little bit of laxity like that I notice around my mouth, but it doesn't bother me as much as the whole neck thing does.
Dr. R, what do you say to Lori? What are her options?
So, Lori, what you're complaining about is the number one complaint I see. It is the loose neck that brings patients into my office. When I see individuals who, like you, come in and say, I just want my neck fixed, I'm scared of doing more, I put a mirror in their hand and I show them what that correction of the neck will look like, and they're all thrilled. But I then point out that there's a little bit of jawline looseness above that neck that has to be corrected at the same time. And the reason is that jawline correction helps the loose neck. They're connected. So when a person comes in over the age of, let's say, 45, if I do just a neck lift, they're going to be unhappy a year later because there's a recurrence that's too significant to be satisfying. So by doing a tiny bit more of surgery, which we'll call a lower facelift or a jawline neck lift, you're getting a home run. So I would think of this, as I was describing a few minutes ago, as after 10 days, you're really good. After 3 weeks, outstanding. And then you'll never have to think about it again in your life. So,
Lori, are you surgery averse? Are you really looking to avoid surgery?
No, I'm not surgery averse. I just, I'm paranoid of finding the right person to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know how to go about that. Again, I'm in Wisconsin. I'm very close to Chicago. Obviously, I don't know. If I don't know. I don't know how.
We should create a referral service for the Midwest. There's great people in Chicago, in Salt Lake, in Denver. There are very talented surgeons. I know because I've trained them through my fellowship. So there's a bunch of people. Do a little research on who's come through our office.
Oh, is that listed like in
Not
there?
Yet.
Oh gosh.
No.
What you should do, Lori, is I don't know if you heard what Dr. Rosenberg said to our two callers ago. I think it was Stacy about you can ask a dermatologist, if you have a dermatologist, ask for their referrals and see if they can put you in contact with someone. Ask a doctor that you trust.
Okay. So just one last question. So from what I've described, and I know it's hard without seeing me, but Dr. Rosenberg, you're not necessarily thinking I would need an entire facelift, just a lesser procedure to bring up the neck.
That's correct. Because listen, what is our job as surgeons? My job is to make you feel really, really pretty and make you love your face. So if you point out to me what's bothering you, my job is to correct that problem in a way that's going to look beautiful, but also last a long time. So we can find that happy place that's nothing more than that lower facelift, which will give you exactly what you're asking for.
That's one of Dr. Rosenberg's patients pulling up in an ambulance to our house. Just kidding. Sorry about that. That was an alarm. There's a siren outside, Lori. Sorry, only we can hear it. Go ahead. Ask your question.
Right. I was just wondering what you would speculate the durability of that kind of procedure would be for somebody my age.
A decade.
I'm sorry?
10 years.
A decade. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's
and probably longer if you never turn your head again.
And you sleep on your back.
And you sleep only on your back and you never cough or sneeze again.
I could definitely do the sleeping on the back thing. The rest
Good.
Of it, not so sure. I suppose I could just turn in a circle and not use my face.
Yeah, who needs to turn their neck? If people really want to talk to you, Lori, here's what I say. Come stand in front of me and then you can talk to me. No unnecessary conversations happening to my side or behind me. Just come around to the front.
Absolutely. Sounds good. I will come to New York and stand in front of you.
Perfect.
You're funny.
Thanks, Lori. Thanks so much for the call.
Yep. Thank you. Have a great day.
Good luck. I really like Lori.
Lori's good. I was thinking that I didn't realize how hard it is. In New York, we're so surprised by how everyone knows somebody who's had it done. They know who to ask. That's not the case everywhere. It's a really interesting phenomenon.
Think here's my thought for you, and I really do think you should put together a referral directory for people who cannot, because not everybody is fortunate fortunate enough to live here and have access to you. And there's a whole big world out there of people that really don't know where to go and who to turn to. And you should definitely
It's a great idea.
put that, next time we talk to Dr. David Rosenberg, he is going to have that list for us callers. Thank you all so much. Dr. Rosenberg, thanks for being here today. Kelly Burkhardt, you look phenomenal. Thanks so much for being here. And thanks to all of you callers. You guys brought it. Talk to you all off camera next week. Bye-bye.
Let's Talk Off Camera with Kelly Ripa is a production of Melojo Productions. From Melojo, our team is Kelly Ripa, Mark Consuelos, Albert Bianchini, Jan Chalet, Seth Gronquist, Ross Therian, Devin Schneider, Michael Halprin, Julia Desch, and Team Radio Andy, Lisa Mantaneo, Scott Marlowe, Jake Getz.